Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. Mike Flanagan with Matt Turek, and we're here for the cashers round today, Matt.
Yeah, we sure are. The best of the best, top 60 of the bowlers, 1 and 3 that all bowled, are back here for 6 more games to try and shake things up to get them to the modified stepladder.
Yeah, we had 180 bowlers take to the lanes over 3 squads yesterday, 60, 60, and 60, and we see 60 this morning. There'll be 2 on a lane.
Right.
Pretty quick pace of play for the 6 games that we're going to see.
Yep, that's true. They did have, it was the same pace as yesterday, really. Had 4 on a lane yesterday, but it went pretty quick, about 4 hours for 7-game block. Today being a 6-game block, so it's going to get done probably 3 hours, 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, we saw yesterday A squad was the biggest squad as far as the amount of talent in bowlers.
Yeah, and scores as well.
The scores were really, really high. Dave Barris sets the mark at plus 295. Shannon Buchan and Andy Stone are also well into the 200s. But there are 9 bowlers within 50 pins of 4th place, which is John Brocklin. So it'll be really interesting to see how this plays out. And the way the lane assignments are set up today, we will see the leaders towards the end of the block on our live stream. So we'll have an opportunity to really paint that story for everybody.
Yeah, and just to clarify, the top 4 bowlers out of the 10 that make it to the modified stepladder get a bye, as you will. They automatically get seeded into the stepladder, where the bottom 5 have to fight it out to try and get to that 5th position.
Yeah, the crazy part of that is once we're done with these games with pins carrying over from yesterday, the 10 seed will bowl the 7 seed and the 8 seed will bowl the 9 seed.
Correct.
And the winner of each match will then flip pairs, and then they will bowl the 5th and the 6th seeds coming into that.
Correct.
The winners of each one of those matches will then move down to the other end of the bowling center and determine that 5th seed and then go into the 4 that you just mentioned.
Correct.
So enough about formats, enough about what happened yesterday. It's time to talk about today. Let's take you out to the lanes, and it looks like we're going to start. Where are we starting, Matt?
We're going to start 13 and 14 here. Game 1 of 6 in the cashers round. The cut to make it to today was plus 24.
Yeah, 24 for 6 games. Always demanding here at the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. But this year, 37 feet in length, this oil pattern, 1.9 to 1 ratio. Scores were higher towards the top, but the cut number that came out of here is pretty similar to what we normally see. So the overall number was the same, but we've certainly seen some of the top bowlers that are here match up because of the friction down lane.
Yeah, they did, and to clarify also on what you were saying, the scores came early. Tom Hess and A Squad came out of the gate shooting a 300 game and 801 series for the first 3, but then as the day progressed, I mean, he started after 3 at plus 201, then ended up being, topping off or if you will, just leveling out to finish at plus 188. So he actually dropped some pins after the last
Yeah, he went minus for the last 5. I'm sorry, for the last 4, I should say. But here's another interesting stat as I'm looking over everything on our InsideBowling.com page, event information tabs. If you're over there, 28 of the bowlers from A squad are bowling in this squad today. 28 of the 60 came from A squad. And Ken Duffield, our 24 over qualifier, who qualified on the number. That's actually the pair that we're starting on right now is that particular pair.
Yeah, also on this pair, besides Ken Duffield, Chris Pearson, Brian Dragotta, and Dwayne Kiltz.
Dwayne Kiltz usually bowls pretty good in this event, and he was saying last night if you let him in, he's going to get to the number, but he's got a long way to go to get to that number. Currently 10th place overall.
10th is plus 181 going in.
Yeah, so
this round.
He'd have to make up 160 pins in 6 games. So not impossible. It'll be interesting to see if anybody can make a run. My prediction is that Dave Barris and Shannon Buchan are going to make it into the top 4. They have to really bowl bad today not to get in. Andy Stone, I would say, is also probably pretty safe if he bowls has a decent day. He had a really good look yesterday. But like I said, John Brocklin, all the way down to A.J. Chapman, just separated by 50 pins. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. We want to thank our co-title sponsors, Fusion Realtors. Zach Bajorner actually bowled in this event. Thank you for sponsoring the event and being part of this since day number 1 with Joe Engelkis. It was your vision with Joe that this is even possible. Also want to thank Brandon Steen and Community First National Bank for being the title co-sponsor here at this event. It's the second time in a row we've had 2 title sponsors, and the event just keeps growing and growing.
Yep, it's really a testament to the tournament staff, Joe Ingelkiss and his entire family here running the show, and they do a phenomenal job at that.
We also have a plethora of associate sponsors and folks that help Joe and his family. One of those being Ebonite. And Ebonite not only is involved with this event, but Ebonite is involved with the Greater Iowa Bowling Association as the title sponsor of all of Joe's events. So Ebonite helps all year round with the, I believe it's about 15 events that they run a year, the Greater Iowa Bowling Association. And if you want to bowl one of those events, head over to GIBA-bowling.com and you'll be able to see all the information, including today's payout for the Fusion Realtors.
That's correct.
They have, looks like, National Bank Open.
The GIBA's got 2 more events coming up in their series this year through March. The GIBA doubles March 19th at Rose Bowl, and then the next day the triple elimination tournament also at Rose Bowl. So 2 great events coming up March 19th and 20th. If you want to get involved, just like Mike said, shoot on over to GIBA-bowling.com and you can find out more information.
Yeah, and if you're looking for a new bowling ball, Ebonite makes a great series of products right now, all the way from the Warrior Elite down to the Cyclone. So head over to Ebonite-bowling.com, Ebonite.com, and you can also follow them on all their social outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to their YouTube channel. Thanks for the support, Ebonite. And I know that last time we were here, you spent a lot of time on this website, but the Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau has really been on board with bowling and bringing all of the out-of-towners to Waterloo. Yeah,
really promoting the tourism of this great state of Iowa and the great city of Waterloo. A lot of people don't think how awesome Waterloo can be, but let me tell you, first-hand experience, it's a great little town.
Yeah, and where we stay, which is another one of the sponsors, the Isle Hotel and Casino, there's a large water park right next door. We drove by it today. It's a cool trip up here. So if you're watching for the first time and you'd like to come out and bowl this event, bowl A squad and spend the rest of the day doing cool stuff here, because there's a lot to do in Waterloo. Yeah. We also have to thank the Kingpin Bar and Grill right here at Maple Lanes, and I believe they're donating some of the money back, Matt?
I believe it's 10%, although I've heard mixed numbers, but they are donating some of their proceeds that they make this weekend back into the tournament prize fund. So we want to thank them for doing that and inflating the prize fund back to the bowlers.
And they serve Budweiser in there, and Budweiser's been involved with Joe for many years.
Yep, the Budweiser, the king of beers, actually their world headquarters in my hometown, St. Louis, Missouri. One of the best beers you can buy, ice cold.
Member Mortgage Services is also helping out. If you're in the area, you're looking to refinance a home, check out Member Mortgage Services. And last but not least, on board for the second time in a row as well, Logo Infusion. And they're a great partner of ours, and Logo Infusion has a special this weekend.
Yep, they sure do. If you go over to their website, want to order some great dye supplemented shirts, you can use the coupon code GIBA16 at your checkout and save 10% off your order. And let me tell you, that can really help if you're getting a couple of jerseys for yourself, or you want to get some team shirts for your Nationals team coming up. Nationals getting ready to get kicked off this year. Shoot on over to logoinfusion.com and use the coupon code.
And they've got some really, really great customer service over there at Logo Infusion. You can give them a call, you can email them, and they get back to you right away, and they'll have no problem helping you pick out or design or use one of their custom stock jerseys, make a couple adjustments. They'll take care of you over there. Make sure you give them a call, check them out, Logo Infusion. Check out their website, logoinfusion.com.
I actually ordered my Thursday Night League shirts there from Logo Infusion. And a close personal friend, Brandon Allred, I just contacted him on Facebook, placed the order, and they were there within a month. So great turnaround time for Logo Infusion. Definitely check them out and consider them with your next jersey and apparel purchase.
Also want to give a shout out to everybody that's watching. We are an interactive web service here at InsideBowling.com. We're streaming on YouTube today. And we're happy you're with us watching this morning. All of you that have come in, good morning to you, and welcome to our morning Cashers Round qualifying, game 1 of 6 today. Matt and Mike here with you. We do have a follow-up question from yesterday. We are interactive. If you want to find us and interact with us throughout our social channels, you can head over to facebook.com/InsideBowling. Give us a like over on Facebook. We update with cut scores and things there. We also have an Instagram account where we post videos and things throughout the event. And you can check that out at instagram.com/InsideBowling, or just search for Inside Bowling. We sure would like a follow there. And over on Twitter, we also can be followed at Inside Bowling. And yesterday we ran a poll, and we have someone asking this morning what the results of the poll were. Yesterday, Matt and I got on a tangent talking about approaches, and we asked the question, which bowling approach do you prefer, a textured synthetic approach or a classic wood approach? And 62% picked the classic wood, 38% on the textured synthetic. So congratulations, Matt. You were right. I was wrong. Everybody wants to bowl on wood.
You won't hear that. Write it down. February 28th at 9:47 a.m. Central Time. Mike said I was right and he was wrong.
Yep.
Write it down.
So I am against the grain yet again. Story of my life. Down on 5 and 6. Matt, you just switched over to some bowlers here as we're about halfway through with game number 1.
Yep, down here on 5 and 6, we've got Tommy Barnwell, Brett Cooper, Jason Pauly, and Jason Wajner.
Yeah, and Pauly's actually, he's won this event before. And Jason took some time off from bowling and has just gotten right back into it and picked right up where he left off. He just went and pulled the USBC Masters and made the top 64. So Jason Pauly can certainly bowl, but Pauly has quite the road and quite the uphill battle. He's going to have to climb and climb fast. He's going to need a lot of very, very high scores as we look at him. He's plus 51 currently right now to get into that 10th position. He's 130, exactly 130 pins outside of the top 10. So Pauly this morning, we'll keep an eye on him. It'll be interesting to see if anybody can make a run this morning with a lot of strikes on the fresh. We did see a lot of striking early in the blocks, and these are the best of the best, Matt. It's the top 60 bowlers out of 180 from yesterday. So who knows what can happen, and 6 games, you can get a lot done in 6 games.
Yeah, and I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to go with the player to watch today. The player to watch, sitting in 7th place, trying to make a run to get into the bye top 4, or just also just trying to stay in the top 10. Wesley Lowe, 18-year-old Wesley Lowe, left-handed two-hander who is very good. We believe he just moved up to adults very recently. And it's great to see him out here competing in one of the best tournaments in the
Midwest. I'm going to go check on that. I'm going to go see if Wesley's bowling for scholarship or if he's bowling for money. I'm going to go check that out right now. I'm going to roam. I'm going to switch over to my roaming mic and find out. And I'll also keep an eye on any strings going on around the building.
All right, thanks, Mike. Other players to watch here outside of the top 4 going into this block, Jamie Clark. Jamie Clark is at plus 206. He can stay clean, and when I say stay clean, stay about par for these 6 games, maybe pop out a couple good games, 220, 230, and definitely make it into the top 10. Players outside of the top 10, A.J. Chapman, he's no slouch. He's at 162. He is 19 pins outside of the top 10 going into this block. We're going to definitely want to watch A.J. Matt McNeil's bowling here. He's no stranger to Inside Bowling broadcasts. Shea Bittenbender from the St. Louis area is just outside. He's sitting 18th place at plus 129 going in. He is approximately 49 pins outside of the top 10. So a good day for the six-game block can really propel him up towards the top 10, see if he can get in for the modified step ladder. Skip procedure this morning. It's similar to yesterday, but since only 6 games instead of 7, after the first game they're going to skip 1 pair, then skip 2 pairs, then skip 3 pairs, and then they're going to skip 2 pairs and then 1 pair. And that'll cover them across the entire house. If you have any questions for us in the chat, throw them up in the chat, or questions for us in the booth. We'll definitely monitor the chat all morning and afternoon, and we'll try and get you updates on your favorite bowler if you want to throw their name out in the chat who you're rooting for.
Hey, Matt, I do have some information for you and for the fans at home. Wesley Lowe is still he's still a youth bowler.
Okay.
And he is bowling for scholarship money.
Okay.
He believes he's going to stay in youth for just this year and possibly move up next year.
I see.
And he's staying down for junior gold purposes. He really enjoys the junior gold program. So if Wesley does win here, it will be an all scholarship money for him.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with staying in juniors. I moved up pretty early, and I regretted it. I wanted to stay down and have fun with all my friends. And
I'm down here on the high end right now, and a lot of mediocre scoring going on from what I've seen, 25 through 32. I will say that there was an issue on 27 and 28. They're only in the second frame right now.
Really?
And also over on 23 and 4 looks like a pretty good pair because Derek Sapp has a max score of 279 through 7 frames, and Shea Bittenbender through 6 frames has a max score of 280 on 23 and 24 this morning.
Shea is one of the players to watch this morning. He's sitting in 18th, as I said, plus 129 going in, so that'll be a huge game to bump him up towards the top 10.
A.J. Chapman can bowl 235 through 8 frames. So the pace of play is going to be a little interesting here with this 27 and 8 just finishing the second frame. Also looking around this morning, Jamie Clark has a 4-bagger now through 8. Can bowl 246 still on a max score. Wesley Lowe, 125 in the 6th with a strike up in the 7th. He can still bowl 245 with 3 frames to go.
Jamie Clark coming into this round 5th place at plus 206. And Wesley, again, is the player to watch. I think if he bowls good, he can really propel himself up.
Yeah, and he just left a 6-8 on 17, so
ouch.
You know, he's looking at a 2-0 pace at this point in time out of the gate. The leaders pair, I'm watching them right now over on 15 and 16. Dave Barris just went through the nose. He's got a max score of 234 left in the 7th. Shannon Buchan struggling this morning, 73 in the 5th with a spare up in the 6th. John Brocklin pacing at 2-0. He's up in the 7th. But Andy Stone, spare strike, spare, triple. So out of the leaders right now, Andy Stone's kind of got the best game going from what I see over on 15 and 16.
To answer Greg's question here in the chat, how many 300s yesterday? There was one. Tom Hess had 300.
Yeah, and if you want to watch his final ball, you can go on, as I mentioned, any of our social platforms for Inside Bowling, and you can watch him deliver that 12th ball. And if you're wondering when will all the action be archived on our YouTube channel, I can tell you that this morning up in the booth, we're actually rendering A Squad right now. So we're hoping to have everything uploaded by Tuesday. So you'll be able to go back and watch your favorite bowler in full HD. We record in HD.
Yeah, baby. 720. Crystal clear. Clear as a mountain stream, Mike.
So there will be no 300s to start the day here. As I said, Shea Bittenbender kind of had the highest game going with a max score of 280. Also mentioned that who was it that I said had 279 max score down there? Oh, Derek Sapp.
Yeah.
So I'm going to head back down there and take a look.
Okay.
Take a look-see here.
Yeah, pony on up down there, Mike, and let us know how the scores are.
Yeah, and Jamie Clark now has got that 5-bagger heading into the 10th frame, so he can bowl 246. And now Wesley Lowe's missed the head pin on 18, leaving the 1-3-8. So Wesley can strike out for 201. Derek Sapp update, as I said, he had possible 279 left. He went up in the 8th frame and left a single pin and missed it. So can only bowl 247 now. 27 and 8 has now made it to the 4th frame.
Oh, that's good. Scores down here on the low end on our featured pair we're watching right now, 5 and 6. They're not too shabby here. I do have names. I just have to figure out who's who. Right now, up on the right lane, letter D is Jason Polly.
Yeah, it's actually Poley.
Poley, okay. And he just delivered a great shot there in the 9th frame. Give him a turkey after an open. And
What's his max score?
Well, let's just switch. Hold on, please. He's got 233 off.
I'll tell you what, he is a guy to watch.
238 off, I'm sorry.
He has absolutely nothing to lose.
Oh, no, not at all.
And he's a gamer. I mean, he's won this tournament before. Bittenbender still has the max score, 280s through 8 frames now.
Jason Polly. Is it Polly, right?
No, it's Poley.
Poley. Jason Poley came into this round 44th place at plus 51.
Yeah, he's 130 out of 8 or out of 10.
We just saw a pocket 710. That was pretty rough for Tommy Barnwell in the 10th frame.
Matt McNeil's going to bowl 2-0 this game.
That's a rough start for Matt. Matt's down in the middle of the first page.
A.J. Chapman missed a single pin in the 9th. He can only bowl 2-0-2, first shot in the 10th down here.
He's not going to move anywhere.
I'm just hanging out behind 21 and 22, 20 and 4 range right now. Hit a bad spot.
It's a dead zone. Like that old cell phone commercial.
I just watched John Brocklin totally miss the head pin to the right. Leaves the 1-2-4-8 over on 16.
That's unusual.
Just trying to give you an update on what's happening with our leaders and the top 12, so to speak, and people making moves. And remember, these bowlers, they are set up to be down in front of our camera range later in the block, which is a change this year. Normally, we see the leaders early and then they go away.
That's true. I like being able to see them late. Makes it easier on us to kind of figure out where the cut number is going to be, and makes it fun for you guys because you can watch it at home.
Yeah, and I get to do my best radio reporting.
Yeah.
No pictures, just sounds.
Yep, your hot takes. Mike's hot takes.
And here's an update on Thess. Tom Hess has possible 229, but he just solid 10'd. And he can bowl 209 now.
Okay.
Lenny Borish on that pair is going to bowl 206 if he strikes on his fill ball.
Jason Poley there struck in the first ball attempt, gave him a 4-bagger. He's still on pace for his 238. No, it is 233. I'm sorry. Need glasses.
.27.8, as I said, did get a late start. I don't know why, but there is a bowler down there with the first 4. Shea Bittenbender just missed like 3 boards right and left the 2-8. So he can still bowl 258.
That'll be big for him. Should jump him up a few spots here, depending on what other bowlers did.
Hey, Matt, who's big for you?
Who's big for me? I'm going with Wesley Lowe. Wesley Lowe, you know, if he keeps his head on straight and he makes good shots and puts the ball in play and don't give away the head pin, I think he can move and shake. Who's big for you?
I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm going to try, but I'm going to ask Brad Miller why, because he's on 27-8, why they're so far behind.
The scoring monitors wouldn't work.
Ah.
It took us about 15 minutes to get them right there. We set them twice. We were getting ready to do hand scoring, and then they popped up.
Wow.
All right, well, I'm not going to delay you anymore. All good, Brad. Brad Miller 8 spare, 7 spare after that break, and then triples. So he's up in the 6th. And I'm deep down in it down here. Now I'm behind 27 and 8.
I'll say you are there. Can barely see you.
Our guest who was in the booth last night, Mr. Eric Gulbranson, not a good start. He's only going to bowl 150 if he strikes on his fill ball.
Ouch.
Jeff Ussery's making a move here. Ussery throwing his last shot of the game and finishes with 247. 247 for Jeff Ussery. So
yeah, that's pretty good. 95 plus 195, if my math serves right.
That gets him to 195, huh?
Yeah, he was sitting
That's
at
a really good start.
148 in 14th place. So action's done here on 5 and 6. Let's watch 13 and 14 complete game number 1. As we're moving right along here, 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. I'm Matt Churk, joined by Mike Flanagan, who's our sideline reporter. He's actually on his way back to the booth now. Mike's getting some technology ready. You know, that technology and stuff. Gonna give you some bonus coverage. Waiting for bowlers to move pairs this morning. Looks like they're about to get underway here on 5 and 6, game number 2. According to my calculations, which were wrong yesterday, but this should be Nick Parr, Brian Davis, Brett Lobdell, and Andy Shoot. Moving in on 13 and 14, I see Mike Peters. Bowling with him is Hanahan Jr., that's all it says. Thomas Peters and Lucas Perdue.
yeah, hey, it was 247 for Bittenbender.
247.
Yep, Derek Sapp 215.
So that'll put Shea at plus 156. Unofficially after 1.
I want to test the range of the camera. Is it still working?
No, it's not working at all. It never came up. I'm going to take care of some housekeeping if you don't mind. Here's a look at Brian Davis up on the left lane. Started with 9 spare. Playing track. Looks like maybe got a little soft with it on his ball speed. And here's Brett Lobdell on the right lane. Puts 10 back.
What kind of range we got on this camera?
You're still going.
Okay. So 27 and 8 are up in the 9th frame now from game number 1. And I was going to get you a shot here in a moment of Brad Miller, who can still bowl 256, which I believe will be the high game in the building if he can finish that out.
All right, got a good look here of Brad Miller. Brad wearing a nice logo Infusion jersey there. Looks like a pretty good shot for Brad.
Yeah, so Brad still has 256 left.
Let's shoot on over to 13 and 14, where action is now underway in game number 2. I'm going to give another shout out to Kevin Kane back home watching. Says he's got his morning coffee and he's watching a little bowling here at the Fusion Realtors. We thank you for watching. See you Wednesday.
All right, I'm done roaming. Back in the booth. Continue to tell the story here as we march right along. Game number 2 of 6 of the Cashers round. Mike Flanagan, Matt Turek here with you. Cruising right along. Jeff Usry bowled in the 240s game 1. So did Shea Bittenbender. A couple of the guys that are got a hot hand this morning trying to make their way up. We'll have a game update after game number 1 here shortly. Down below on your event information tabs. If you're watching live, you can see that on InsideBowling. It's the blue button down below. Looks like people are starting to get comfortable and get settled. And I predict scores are going to go up this game. I'm looking around, I see just 5 or 6 opening triples throughout the bowling center so far. Got a lot of people watching this morning.
Yeah, for some reason my count says 0. I don't know what's wrong with that.
Yeah, do a refresh.
I did already, but
Your count says 0.
it says 0 watching.
Mine says 212.
Well, there you go.
That is bizarre.
Yep.
Do you have like a Adobe Flash issue over there or something?
No, maybe I should check my TCP/IP settings. I am using a different browser this morning, but that could be it.
Hello to Jason Schaefer, Monster Bowler. Hello to Brian. The guy in a red shirt looks like a young Ernie Schlegel.
Yeah.
Yes, that is today's comment of the day in the chat. Chat comment of the day.
Comment of the morning. He just shipped it.
Yeah, he did. Anyone in for a huge $100 giveaway, Clash of the Clans nerd?
Yeah, pot him down.
Yeah, no. Have a good day. You can go.
Block him.
You can go figure out who that's going to be on another day, pal.
Block him.
Don't forget, if you want to also interact with us and you don't feel like conveniently chatting on the YouTube client, you can tweet us. And we do check our tweets throughout the day.
Yeah, you can tweet us both at InsideBowling, or you can follow me at Clifton Clowers. That's Clifton with a Y, CLYFTON. Christopher McMillan wants to know what your thoughts are on the new scandal. Got a big scandal out there on the lanes.
Yeah, you know, I work closely with all the brands at Ebonite, and I actually had a chance to go out for 3 weeks out and be part of the seminar tour. They went to 30 different cities, EBI did, and I got to ride along with Rich Hansen, Sean Morris, and Dave Wadka for a week, and
Old Watskis.
really, really good reviews on the scandal. It's got this carbon fiber technology, and carbon fiber is in a lot of things, and really that's a tough brand, and the carbon fiber reinforces the cover stock and helps with the longevity of the bowling ball. Less cracking. They've seen a severe amount of less cracking since they've added carbon fiber, and they put it on the inner core. Now they've got it in the cover stock with the scandal. And it's like rebar and concrete is kind of how it works, and it does help pick up on the lane. It does affect the way your bowling ball picks up on the lane in a positive way. So, scandal is really, really good. I posted a video actually on the Hammer Facebook page earlier this week. You can go check it out. Give Hammer a follow while you're over there, and you can see some testimonials from some of those folks that we ran across as we toured for a week throughout the country, and you'll be able to see what they have to say for it firsthand.
It's a good question. Would that make the ball less porous?
Yeah, I'm not real sure on the whole porous thing and all that. I'm not a tech guy. That would probably be a good question for Randy Teitloff, the Vice President of Research and Development over there at EBI. But I'm one of those guys that I buy a new TV because it looks good, and they tell me it's good, and I see it for my own two eyes, and it's kind of the same deal with the scandal. You know, I don't try to understand. I just get the story told to me and then watch it perform, and then I know. So, sorry, I'm no help on that with the porous part of it, but. I believe carbon fiber is a strong additive, so I don't know if it would make it less porous or not. I guess you would have to ask the question: does mica make a ball less porous? Does any sort of additive? I'm not sure.
So we're gonna watch Patrick Hanahan Jr. here on the right lane, lanes 13 and 14. He's got the first 5 strikes. He's up in the 6th. Got a cool checker jersey on.
If you bring in split screen, we can see Ernie Schlegel bowl too.
Patrick knocks all 10 back. There's Ernie going for the 3-6-10 and covers it.
A young Ernie Schlegel. That I'm serious. You have shipped today's
chat of the morning. Chat of the block.
If he makes it to the step ladder and somebody stone 8s against him, and he runs around the bowling center saying, "I'm the greatest in the world." Sorry, Randy. Oh, we've
There's chickens.
Yeah, we've
there's,
got
there's chickens in here.
Yep, the egg machine is in play today. If you this is your first time listening, we have a fun egg. Insert your coin, hear the hen crackle, watch the hen lay a gift egg right behind the booth here. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And here is Ernie on the right lane, left part of your split screen.
Coming in high.
What is his name?
What letter is he? D?
Yeah.
D is Brett Lobdell, but that could be wrong.
Well, he's bowling with Nick Parr.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Is that the right pair?
Yeah. It is. It's the last page.
Yeah. It's got to be. It's Brett Lobdell. Brett Lobdell has got his inner Ernie Schlegel going on there. Thanks to the chat.
Went for the count there on his split. Get another look here at Patrick Hanahan. He's got 6 in a row.
Yeah, you can go back to the full screen. I'm done with the Ernie Schlegel comparison. Two-hander here. Got a couple two-handed lefties. Remember just a couple years ago, people were saying, are there going to be any two-handed lefties anywhere? And you know, the question now is, are there going to be any two-handed women? So I predict within the next
that's interesting.
12 to 18 months, we will see a two-handed female bowler competing on the PWBA tour. I have no inside information. That's just my guess. I have to imagine if I go over to InsideBowling.com and I click on the link at the top, I have to imagine.
Oh, getting some carry love. Carry love there for Patrick.
That there's got to be
Game 1?
Game 1 update. Nope, not yet.
Yeah, here it is. Round 2, Game 1.
Oh, it just came in, didn't it?
It sure
Less than
did.
a minute ago. There we go. All right, so here's what's going on. Here's what's shaking up after Game 1 of 6 here this morning. The score's coming in a little bit later because we did have a pair that was almost 6 frames behind. So Dave Barris sets the pace at 308. Andy Stone has moved into second at plus 283. Third is Shannon Buchan at plus 249. Fourth is Steve Taylor at plus 244. Fifth is Jamie Clark at 216. Sixth is Brocklin at 215. So Brocklin moves from fourth to sixth. Dintlinger is seventh at 204. Eighth is Hess at 197. Ninth is Ussery at 195. 10th is Lenny Borish at 183. Now, things have tightened up quite a bit.
They sure have. Holy
because
cow.
from 10th to 20th, they're within about 50 pins. And Shea Bentenbender making a nice move.
Yeah, big jump for Shea.
He's now in 11th position at plus 176, just 6 or 7 pins out of the top 10. More importantly, 70 pins out of the top 4.
Couple more big games for Shea, and we're going to see him later this afternoon.
So right now, 10th is plus 183, and there are.
Well, look at 12th through 15th.
There are 20 bowlers within 100 pins as of right now. Eric Vermelia and Tim Barrett both tied at plus 83, and right now the number is 183, and they are tied for 29th position.
12th place, David Kiltz tied with Darren Hansen, plus 165. They have a 1-pin lead over 14th and 15th. A.J. Chapman and Wesley Lowe are tied at 164.
And they're teammates at Wichita State University.
Yeah, and they're both on my players to watch list, A.J. and Wesley. All right, Patrick Hanahan up again. In the 9th frame, as you see a 7-10 split for Mike Peters. Mike had some fire this morning. Talked to him down on in the casino floor earlier before we headed to the bowl, and he was frustrated with himself with a couple low games he had yesterday, but still was able to make a cut and get back to today. And he was saying that he was going to be on fire as Patrick leaves the week 7. It's a bad break for Pat. It looked like he had the messenger going at it, just didn't take it out. What are you doing here? 'Christopher McMillan's bringing up a good point in the chat. He says Kayla Johnson from Team USA threw a two-handed for a while a couple summers ago.
That is a good point.
Mike Peters rolling 2 pins, but leaving the 8. Tough break. Let's shoot back over here to 5 and 6 as they're getting done here with game number 2.
Sundays are my workout regimen.
Yeah, you definitely meet your stand goal today. Getting up and down and walking and
$13 and $14 here. This is a pair to watch, man. We got some movers here. We got Hanrahan and Thomas Peters both looking to make some moves. Can you tell me where Thomas Peters was at?
Thomas Peters. Let's see. It's not on the first page. He was 54th place at plus 13.
Okay. Give you a little update on the leaders pairs coming into today. Dave Barris can still bowl 227. He's up in the 9th. Shannon Buchan can still bowl 257. He'll be up in the 9th. Andy Stone can still bowl 227. He'll be up in the 9th. And John Brockland, or he can bowl 214. John Brockland can still bowl 268.
Oh, that'll be big for John. That'll be real big for John Brockland, sitting 6th after 1 at plus 215. Only 1 pin behind Steve Taylor in 4th.
I'm not sure of Hansen's first name, but Hansen's making a big move. Darren Hansen. He's got a max score of 290 through 7. He's up in the 8th right now on 23 and 24.
He's in 13th place at 165 over tie with David Kiltz. And only
Hansen's bowling good.
18 pins out of 10th.
Hansen's still got 290 left. He's through 8. He had a nice first game.
Tip for all the kids out there.
Yeah.
Maximize your chance.
Yep. I was just talking to Jeff Usry down here, and he opened with 240, I believe 247, I believe it was. And this particular game, he's got a possible 243 left. He's up. He's through 7.
I see. Jeff Usry. Player to watch.
Thess can bowl 258.
Well, that'd be a good game for Thess.
He's through 9.
Jeff Usry and Tom Hess could make potential large moves. They're both at Jeff is at 195 over. Tom Hess is at 197 over.
Yeah, but Darren Hansen's really the guy down here making a move. Like I said, he's got a max score of 290. If he gets this one in the 9th, I'll go grab the camera.
Yeah, because that'll put him at 255
Yeah.
over after 2.
Wesley Lowe down here is going to be in the 2 teens. He's up on his fill ball. He can bowl 213.
Wesley dropped, tied with A.J. Chapman. Is A.J. down there bowling with him?
Chapman is down here, but they're not on the same pair. They're 2 pairs away. Two
Okay.
pairs away from each other.
Got a little technical difficulty going on here. See if we can take care of it. All right, we should be back in business. Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Can you come up here? Or, well, if you're going to get a 290, we can record it.
All right, just keep an eye on it.
Just died out again.
Oh, I would just give it a minute. I guess we could reset the router or something. I don't know. All right, well, Darren Hansen is not going to bowl 290. But he is going to bowl 267.
That's still a good game for Darren.
So game 2 in the books. Headed into game number 3 here at the 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. Mike and Matt here with you with 4 more games to go, Matt. And I think we're going to see a lot of changing.
Yeah, I do too.
Especially in that lower part of the top 10.
Yeah, that they're really bunched together, especially through the middle of the pack.
So we get a look here now coming into your screen on lanes 13 and 14. Tim Barrett,
Kenny Calkins.
Quentin Bolin, and Kurt Krull. No action down the low end, and when I say no action, I mean lanes 1 through 10. There's nobody throwing a ball.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to an update after game number 2 for sure. See how this thing is moved around and shaken out here. Looks like things have cleared up a little bit, huh?
Yeah, hopefully.
Did you let everybody know in the chat what was going on?
Yeah, we were working on it. Let them know. Yeah, let us know how it is. We're keeping an eye on it. We're well aware of what's going on here. We're just at the mercy of the internet connection. Looks like it's been 5 bars now for a minute or so.
Yep, nothing we can do about it.
But anyway, yes, this is game 3 of 5 here at the 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. Matt Church alongside Mike Flanagan bringing you the action. We're about halfway done. Just about halfway done.
And if you're just coming in, we have 60 bowlers here. There are 180 competed yesterday. The top 60 are here. They're all going to cash. First place in the tournament is $2,800. These bowlers that are bowling have 4 games remaining. 3 games. Well, we have 4 games remaining as rather than game 3. And they are trying to get into the top 10 because the top 10 still have a chance to win the tournament. 7 will bowl 10, 8 will bowl 9. The winner of each match will then flip to the other pair, and the 5th and 6th qualifiers coming in from today will then be inserted to bowl against those bowlers. Then those winners of each one of those 2 individual matches will then bowl each other, and the winner of that match will go on to bowl the 4 seed. Winner of that will go on to bowl the 3, the 2, and then the top seed for the championship. And that's all going to take place this afternoon.
Yes, it sure is. Got a question in the chat about Mitch Hupp.
Mitch Hoope.
Mitch Hoope. Mitch Hoope is started on 7 and 8 to 11 and 12 second game. Is now on 17 and 18. And he should be letter C. I can't see that far. Doesn't look like he's got anything so far in game 3. He would have been on 11 and 12.
Yeah, Mitch is up looking for a double.
There's Tim Barrett from St. Louis. 8 spare. And a 7 count. Timmy was 29th after game 1 at plus 83 tied. 1 pin out of 28th and 2 pins out of 26th. 8 pins out of 25th. So it's definitely bunched up, as you were saying, Mike. Interesting.
What is?
I lost internet as soon as this lost internet.
Yeah, it's whatever's coming into us. I don't think there's anything that you can do on that computer that's going to fix the internet connection problem. They're just having hiccups here, I guess.
Yep. Apologize for the issue.
Yeah, I don't have it either. Now it looks like I'm starting to maybe come back. Yeah, it should recover shortly. Nobody's bowling on 5 and 6 yet, so we continue just to show 13 and 14. Bowlers are a little out of sync here, which will delay the scores coming out a little bit. Quentin Bolin looking for a triple. He's actually bowling this morning, too. Quentin Bolin is bowling.
He's bowling all right. Strike for Tim Barrett.
What'd you just say?
Said a strike for Tim Barrett.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he finally got on the board. He hasn't been able to really get it going here on this particular pair. Sorry, I was switching my earpiece in.
Oh, okay. Here's Quentin Boland. As you were saying, Mike, he's doing pretty good. Coming in a little light, though, leaving the 2-7-8. That's a challenging spare.
I just checked with the desk to see if anybody started doing something different in the building as far as computer networking things.
Okay. Well, we're at 5 bars again.
Are we? We're back.
Yeah,
We're back.
We're
back
at
green.
5. I did notice CPU usage skyrockets when we lose it.
Yeah, it's because it's working overtime trying to find it. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I would think.
Well, I mean, we're talking skyrocket. Like right now, it's running 35%, and when it's losing, it runs to 100%, which is astronomical.
Yeah, what I think happens is what it's doing is it's trying to store what we're putting out because it's not giving it to the internet. And I believe what it does is it tries to store it to buffer it so that the user won't see, and then it takes up more computer usage.
I see.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't think the computer all of a sudden just starts working harder and then can't use the internet. But it could be, I guess.
Here's Kurt Kroll. Kurt's got a good game started. And the same thing. 2-7-8. Oh, it does say offline. It says live now, but we lost internet. And the MacBook kind of locked up. Okay. giving it time. Action now underway down here on 5 and 6. Down here on 5 and 6, we have Eric Vermilia. You see up now Jacob Klein, Troy Fuller from the Waterloo area, and old Adskis, Tom Adcock. You see him up on the right lane right now with his Columbia 300 jersey.
Vermilia with the triple and a spare. Troy Fuller. Tom Adcock, Jacob Klein, Eric Vermilia. This is a good group right here. We been experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties here with our internet connection, and we're troubleshooting them on the fly. But we are doing all we can to resolve that. But in the meantime, we've got some bowling action here right in front of us.
All right, we might be back in business. So far, so good.
All right, back to the task at hand.
Yeah.
Calling some bowling action.
Where were we?
Oh, we're watching a great pair here. I'm
Yeah,
waiting
we
for
are.
a game 2 update. That's got to be coming in any time now. 33 minutes ago, we got the last update, so that should be coming through here shortly. We'll be able to see how this leaderboard is shaken up. And then we've got some pairs that are about done already, and this group down here is behind considerably.
Yeah, well, I think that's the group that ended up coming from the dead pair down there.
That's Brad Miller over here on 7 and 8. So, yeah, they were right next door, so I'm sure it's affected everyone in that area. But we are seeing quite a few strings of strikes. I see a lot of triples. We've got a 4-bagger on our feature pair here right now. Eric Vermelia.
Yeah, 290 max.
So there are some scores to be had this morning, man.
Yeah, it's not all bad. There are definitely scores. There's been a couple of big jumps so far, actually, in the standings, which is good to see. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Let's check see if there's an update yet. Not yet. But Shea was a big jump up. Tom, Jeff Ussery had a good game. Darren Hansen had a good game. Dave Barris, though, still your leader at plus 308 after one. Andy Stone and Shannon Buchan are still on the top four. John Brockland dropped from 4th to 5th. I'm sorry, 6th.
We got a Game 2 update coming within the next 60 seconds, I was told.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Internet seems to be much better.
We got a whole bunch of striking going on 15 and 16.
Is that so? Holy cow, yeah, we do.
Jason Wojnar is up in the 10th frame. Can still bowl 256. Who's letter A on that pair?
On 15
Wojnar's
and 16.
pair. Yeah.
Letter A is Tommy Barnwell.
Okay, so Barnwell can still bowl 260. He's up in the 10th frame.
All right, we have Game 2 update. Dave Bear is still your leader at plus 302. So he dropped 4 pins. Andy Stone in second at plus 285, tied with Shannon Buchan at plus 285.
So those are your top 3 coming into today, so that stays the same pretty much.
Shannon must have had a 230, 240 game, and Andy had a 2-0 game. Now they're tied. John Brockland moved back to 4th at plus 262. 17 pins behind the 3rd place. Steve Taylor in 5th at plus 237. Darren Hansen at 230 and 6th. Tom Hess in 7th at 221. Jeff Ussery in 8th at plus 207. Lenny Borish in 9th at plus 203. And Jamie Clark in 10th at plus 198. Shea Bittenbender moved to 12th. Wesley Lowe 13th. Brad Miller 14th. Derek Sapp 15th. AJ Chapman 16th. Andy Shutt 17th. 17th place is 265, so only 32 pins between 17th and 33 pins between 17th and 10th.
I'm watching the leaders right now. Brockland is going at a 2-0 pace through 6 frames. Andy Stone, the exact same pace. Dave Barris has got double, 7 spare, triple, so Barris getting it going, and Shannon Buchan can still bowl 258 through 6 very early in Game 3 down here. Leaders are a little bit behind the rest of the bowlers down here by about 3 frames. This 15 and 16 is really the pair to watch. And right next door on 17 and 18's got some scores as well. Could you tell me who bowler C is on 17 and 18?
Yeah.
It's going to be the pair just to the right of Cooper, Poley, Wojnar.
What number letter?
C. Is that Mitch Houpe?
It is. It is.
Yeah, Mitch Houpe can still bowl 259. He's up in the 10th frame. Who's letter D on that pair?
D is Darren Stanley.
Stanley can bowl 198 if he punches out. Letter A,
Ryan Wilson,
Wilson can bowl 225, and letter B,
Blake Schmidt.
and Blake Schmidt can bowl 277. Mike Peters has still got 278 left going into the 10th frame.
Yeah, he's going to be another one to watch, I would say. He's making his moves up.
278 is a huge score. Brett Cooper is going to be at least in the 240s over here on 15 and 16. Listen to this pair. Poley bowled 258, Wojnar 256, Barnwell 255.
Wow. Those are some numbers.
Yeah, Cooper's going to be in the 250s now, 258. Scores are going up
Yeah, they
on
really
some
are.
of the pairs.
They are. We still have a 290 max score here on 7 and 8. C. It's not Brad Miller. Brad Miller's pair. Where? Brad Miller's pair.
Yeah, so 15 and 16, 256, 255, 258, 258. Cooper, Wojnar, Barnwell, and Poley.
Russ Cruz Jr. is up on, will be up on lane 7. Sorry, 8, and he's got a 290 max score through 7 frames. Brad Miller's got a decent game on the same pair. Strike, 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare double.
He can bowl 244.
So that'll be good for Brad. There's old Atskis on lane 6 you're watching. He's got a great game.
Yeah, Tom Adcock
68.
just recently signed with Ebonite International, the brands of Ebonite International. He's an elite level staffer, and he's just getting accustomed to the equipment. He's had a couple of good outings with it, though, and he's been pretty pleased overall with what he's seen from the equipment. Ebonite, a sponsor of this event here, and the Greater Iowa Bowling Association. You know, the guy that you said to watch today was Wesley Lowe, and he's actually gone backwards.
I know.
He's 20. Whoops. As soon as I manually refresh, I need to look at the right standings here. Wesley Lowe sits at plus 177. He came into today at plus 188.
Yeah, that's one to watch. He's just trending in the wrong direction, that's all.
He can bowl 300 at any given time.
Yeah,
though.
he needs to pull himself up by his bootstraps. And you'll be able to see Russ Cruz Jr. here on the right side of your screen on lane 7. He is up in the 8th frame with 290 max. In the green shirt, there he is on frame. And it comes in just a tad high, leaving the 3-6.
So still 268 left. I would say in this building there's 60 bowlers. I bet this game we have 8 games over 250. 4 on 1 pair.
That's a good prediction. I agree with that. Action is completed on 13 and 14. We're going to stick with 5 and 6 here. Moving to 13 and 14 is going to be, I didn't get that far.
Sean Shelton tagged us on
I saw that.
Facebook, and he's
at the airport?
He's on the plane, and they've got a delay, so he's watching us. Thanks, Sean.
14 is going to be, what are they skipping here? 2. And 4. 1. 2. So it looks like we're going to see Brad Miller. So when he is completed on 7 and 8, they are in the 8th frame. So no action for another couple frames on 13 and 14. And we're going to finish up here on 5 and 6. Everybody, we're kind of in a holding pattern down here.
Yeah, hopefully the field gets caught up and they get back in sync, because it makes things very difficult for everyone involved. Scorekeepers, us, people at home try to pay attention on what's going on. So, but after this, we will be halfway through this morning's cashers round. A very, very choppy, as I like to call choppy.
Yeah, the water is choppy this morning.
Cashers round.
The water is choppy. Lots of wave runners chopping up the wake. Looks like it's smoothed out though a little bit. And we appreciate everybody's patience at home while we work through it.
This time it has nothing to do with us.
Yeah, for once. So during this downtime here, we'll see Ernie coming up. Oh, no, that's Vermillion. I'm confused. Sorry, I saw a red shirt. Never mind. Brad Miller, you just saw on the right side of your screen on lane 7, has got a double going into the 10th. He's got 134 in the 7th with a double up. 224 max for Brad. Troy Fuller struck, he's got a 3-bagger, 156. Give him 222. No. 226.
Who are you talking about?
Troy Fuller.
Is it possible 216?
216. $250.
Here's the question: will all 4 bowlers bowl over 200? Vermilion's got to have this hit here to make it happen.
Yeah. He needs needs 2 and 8. That was a beautiful shot. Wish I bowled that good.
All right, we got a Game 2 update. We haven't gone over this yet. Dave Barris. Oh yeah, we do. We did.
We're
go
waiting
over
on
that.
Game 3.
Yeah, we are waiting on Game 3. Yeah, you're right. I wanted to see where Vermillion was at. 27th place at plus 102. Troy Fuller.
Old Fullsies was in 23rd at 121 over, so 215 for Troy.
Adcock was 91 over coming in.
Yeah, he's got a great game here.
Tom Adcock this morning came up to me and said, "You know what, Mike? It's moving day." And I brought a lot of boxes.
He's filling them up right now, loading them on the truck, because he's making a big move here in the standings.
Classic style of Adcock. I'm surprised Tom Adcock hasn't won a PBA 50 senior title.
Does he get out and bowl a lot of them?
Yeah, he does.
There's King Fest walking by the booth.
So a possible 268 here for old Adsees. That's going to give him quite the jump in the standings.
Yes, yes, it will.
Put him at 159.
Great shot.
High
Pounds it for
flush.
68. Vermelia going for the 3-6 and chopped it.
199. The only non-200 game on the pair. So, looks like we will wait. What's the skip procedure, Matt? Did you write that down?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. So they're skipping 2 here. We're waiting for Brad
What was the
Miller's
skip
pair.
procedure again?
Skip 1, skip 2, skip 3, skip 2, skip 1.
So they're skipping 3 here.
Are they? Yeah, they are.
So we get Adcock again with Vermelia and Fuller
Yes, we do.
and Klein. And we'll have new players coming in on 5 and 6. Nothing flashy coming out of 3 and 4 down there. You see Shea finish up. Looks like he's going to have 211. He will be high on the pair with 211.
I know we have a Mitch Hupe fan in the chat. We're going to actually see Mitch on the last game, game 6, on 5 and 6.
All right, looks like 13 and 14 is about to get underway. Game number 4. And it looks like Jacob Klein is going to get us started. So more of the same as far as the bowlers as we continue to cruise along here this morning on our Cashers round. We are now halfway through the halfway point of the Cashers round. Happy you're with us this morning watching on InsideBowling.com. Mike and Matt here with you. And we'll keep you updated on scores that are happening around the center. Looks like A.J. Chapman's going to be down in this range. We should have Wesley Lowe should be making his way down this way right in front of us, so it'll be easy to cover those guys. And our leaders have made the flip now. They are on 3 and 4. And again, skip procedure. I'm sorry, Matt, you said it was skip 1, skip 2, skip 3, then what?
Then 2 and then 1.
So leaders will go there. So we will actually have
Yeah, we'll
our
have Dave
leaders.
Barris on 13 and 14 the last game.
Yeah, sure will. Yeah, you, all over it. So the leaders start to come in. The story gets easier to tell as things cruise along. But it's going to be interesting to see who makes the biggest moves. Here in front of where we are, just to the left of this featured pair. So we see Vermelia move into your screen, and Tom Adcock just came off a big
Nice game for him.
268.
Yeah.
See if he can keep the momentum going. We talked about Darren Hansen earlier, who bowled a big 260 game 2 games ago. And we'll see how everything shakes out. We'll have a Game 3 update for you, I would assume, within 10 minutes.
We're going to pot this guy down. We surely don't need any quality painkillers here at Inside Bowling. will you block him? Because I missed. I hit the wrong button.
I blocked him.
All right. Block him.
I bowled with Mitch for 16 years before he went to Wichita for college.
It's a long time.
That is, because I think he's
Yeah,
only like
2.
17
That means
years
they
old.
started when he was 2 or 3. Old Adskies missed a head pin right here to start this game.
Yeah, that's uncharacteristic. Probably just a bad
Ooh,
shot.
Covers it up nicely, though.
But he loves picking those.
Yeah.
Jeff Ussery making a move. He moved himself inside the top 8.
Yeah, we got to look at King Thess now on 7. He starts out with a double. There's a lot of strikes up there to start that game on 7 and 8. So we're going to have Wesley Lowe on 5 and 6, along with Dave Dentlinger, Jamie Clark, and Steve Taylor.
So you get to watch Wesley Lowe bowl.
That's my
for
pick.
full
Let's see.
game.
I'm interested to see how he is after the game 3 update. Matt McNeil out in front of us as he crosses up, comes in high, leaves a. That's weird. 2, 4, 7, 8. I guess it's not that weird for a left-hander. Darren Hansen with a nice X on the board. Getting himself double on 7. I'm going to go on assignment real quick. I'll be right back.
Troy
guys.
Fuller with a double. Got our first look at Wesley Lowe. We'll bring in the split screen. Never mind. All right, we do have Wesley Lowe here. I'm going to have to do some clicking around. Here's Wesley Lowe. Wesley just has failed to get it going here today. Just kind of just hanging around. Wesley Lowe. Tom Hess said, who's just hanging around? Wesley Lowe's just hanging around. Hess, you're giving away pins today to people? No? You got 3 games left, though. I'm making a split screen. Yeah, will you do it for me? Got Matt making me a split screen. So we can bring in 2 pairs at once for you. I probably need to spend a tournament over there working that thing. I haven't done it in a while. Team 6-bagger for Vermilion. I think Troy Fuller's going to pick this up. Let's have a feeling. He's going to slide it over there. Almost bounced it out. So the open frame for Fuller. That's the first open for that pair. Very talented pair. All right, thanks, Matt. Appreciate that. Now we got you a split screen. We can watch 2 pairs at once. So over on the left side of your screen, you have Wesley Lowe, Stephen Taylor, Dave Dittlinger, and Jamie Clark. And on the right side of your screen, you have Tom Adcock, Jacob Klein, Troy Fuller, and Eric Vermillion in this game 4 of 6. We're looking for a 3-game update here. We should have for you in just a moment. Shouldn't be long. Fuller's just got that simple game. It's a nice ball roll. Finished second 2 tournaments ago to Casey Murphy. It took extra play to be able to do so. There's Wesley Lowe. Strike. That's a double for Wesley after going 7 spare in the first. Jacob Klein has the first 4. Vermillion looking to match him over on 13 and 14. Adcock with another strike. I anticipate Adcock being about 30 out after that last big game, 268. You see a lot of players moving around after game number 3. Remember, over on lanes 15 and 16, we had 4 bowlers bowl 250 or better. Cooper, Wojnar, Barnwell, and I forget the 4th, but they all had 250s. Oh, Poley, Jason Poley also. $180 bowlers took to the lanes yesterday, cut down to these 60 today. And Joe always draws some of the best bowlers in the Midwest. Some even come from as far as, we've seen some folks come from Utah in the past. Wesley Lowe's from Southern California, but he is a Wichita State Shocker now, so coming in from Wichita. This would be pretty cool right here if lane 13 bowled 600 between the two of them. Right there, I just put the complete jinx whammy
put the kibosh on
it. Yep. About halfway through rendering squad 1, man. A squad.
Moving right along there.
Yeah,
huh?
pretty cool. I'm going to grab the wireless camera if these strings continue throughout this area, and I'll start taking you around and showing you some other folks. We're close to an update.
Yep, we have to be. Looks like you did put the kibosh on it.
Oh, yeah, Vermillion got 8. But Jacob Klein can still keep his bid alive for perfection right here on 14. This oil pattern's been giving Wesley Lowe some issues. He used urethane mostly yesterday, and I don't think he's got that look today. Wesley qualified off the B squad yesterday.
Looks like Steve Taylor's got 4 in a row over on 5 and 6.
Yeah, we got 2 strings. Jacob Klein and Steve Taylor here on your split screen. And we got 2 more we're keeping an eye on right here in front of where we sit, which is 9 and 10, 11 and 12. A.J. Chapman has the first 6.
That's one of my players to watch.
And Derek Sapp has the first 5.
Derek Sapp's good. Might be able to finish that off. Could be our second 300 of the day, if he or the weekend if he does.
Yeah, I was going to say, where did I miss the 300 today?
No. Make your own split screen next time. Come over here. He's got colors up there.
There's a lot of different ways to carve a pumpkin.
Yeah, there is.
Hess just came up here before this game and said he was giving pens away today.
Uh-oh.
And then he goes front 5, 9 spare, and now he just goes through the face for a 3, 6, 10.
Yeah, he left a 10 pin in the 6th on the 9 spare.
I think we put the curse on Gulbranson last night, coming up and joining us in the booth. He hasn't had a very good start to his day. All right. We've got, I think she's walking around with standing sheets right now, which means we're about to be updated online. Should be updated at any time now.
It's so loaded. Beyond, he doesn't even start. Talking about the Wichita State team being loaded.
Oh, yeah. I think they're talking about Biondo.
Biondo. Yeah, I just read it wrong. They put an I at the end of it.
He had a rough. He had a rough tournament here. He wasn't too happy yesterday either when he finished. Jacob Klein, front 7. Stephen Taylor, front 6. A.J. Chapman, front 6. Derek Sapp, chink in the armor. His string ends at 5. Maybe we'll move in for some bonus coverage and really give the black cloud here. What do you say?
That sounds good.
All right, A.J. Chapman, you've got the front 6. Be prepared to not strike on this shot because we just put the camera on you. Little reverse psychology here. There you go. You're welcome, AJ. You're welcome. We'll just start embracing our
black cloud.
Yeah, we'll just start embracing it.
There's a team of Sudoku players over here to my left.
Oh,
there.
I believe it's A.J. Chapman's girlfriend and some folks from Wichita State. Hess is wearing the Bolarama Lanes jersey today. So Matt, pretty cool. We've got 2 bids at perfect games right now, right here on your split screen. Sorry.
Now we do. I took it off earlier.
Yeah, it's just we just got all kinds of action on these 2 pairs. We've got a lot of talent. It's really easy to just kind of let people sit back and watch these guys because they're all good. I mean, everybody in the field is good, but sometimes you get those pairings that are just really special. And, you know, Stephen Taylor here now up on the left side of your screen looking for 7 in a row. Oh, through the face.
High.
All right, so 1 is over. Wow, let's full screen the right pair now. How about that?
Jacob Klein.
Can he get 8 in a row? He's got it.
Yeah, boy, that
Looks
was a good shot.
too.
Yeah.
As soon as we take it off the split screen, Wesley Lowe switches to a urethane ball and gets a strike.
That's what he had success with yesterday.
Yeah, and he's got it back in his hand now. A.J. Chapman's up on 9. I don't have a camera on him, so I'm sure he'll resume striking. Nope, through the face for a 6-10. Okay. All right, let's check it out. Let's check it out. We gotta have an update. Yep, after game number 3. Here we go. We've all been waiting for this.
Oh, we have a new leader.
Shannon Buchan takes himself to the top of the leaderboard. He has a 19-pin lead over Dave Barris. Third is now John Brockland at plus 288.
Old FJ.
He is 36 behind Dave Barris. Andy Stone is just 14 behind John Brockland. That's your top 4.
Look at number 5.
29 pins behind, we have a tie between A.J. Chapman and Darren Hansen.
AJ's got a great game this game.
7th is Tom Hess at plus 227. 8th is Ussery at plus 223, tied with Dave Dittlinger. 10th place right now, your number is 219, Stephen Taylor. Just on the outside looking in. Borish is 3 behind. Bittenbender is 13 behind. And then it falls off a little bit. 19 pins behind Bittenbender is Wesley Lowe at 187 along with Jamie Clark. Brad Miller's got himself up to 15th at plus 182. And Matt Payne sits 16th at plus 181. So that's your story. That's what's happening. Right now, 219 is the number to be in 10th position. And 4th position is 274, which is Andy Stone. So your top 4, they've shuffled around a bit, but they're still the same 4 that came into today.
Yep.
So right now, if the tournament were to go into the top 10 modified stepladder, Shannon Buchan would be your top seed. Dave Barris would be your 2 seed. Brockland would be your 3 seed. Stone would be the 4th seed. And we would see Stephen Taylor take on Tom Hess in one match. Ussery would bowl Dittlinger. The winner of each one of those matches would then go on to draw Chapman and Hansen. Then the winner of that match would then, the winners of each of those matches would bowl each other for the opportunity to bowl Andy Stone and then Brockland and then Barris and then Buchan. So a little confusing to go through all that, but trust me, you'll understand it as it all plays out in front of you this afternoon as we continue to bring you the coverage here from the 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. Mike Flanagan and Matt Turek here with you, and happy to be here with you. This is about our 7th or 8th time we've come here. Every time it's great. And they've already given us a Christmas present. They've already confirmed that we're going to get a better internet connection for the next time we come. So Merry Christmas to us. That's pretty cool.
Jacob Klein, another great strike. Giving him 9 strikes in a row.
AJ Chapman just 4-9 in the 9th frame.
Tom Hess has got a good game, 255 if he strikes out. He's right there looking in. AJ missed the 4-9 altogether. Steve Taylor, strike up, 279 max in the 9th frame, through 9 frames, I should say. Tom Adcock there pointing the pins down on that strike, and here we go. We have Jacob Klein up in the 10th frame.
The most interesting part of this about Jacob Klein is that he is plus 101. So if he were to take this off the sheet, it would put him at 201, which would put him 18 pins out with 2 to go.
This is definitely an important game. Every shot matters right now for Jacob Klein. Didn't like it.
No, so
Leaves
still,
just the 3.
Still 279, though. That's going to put him in contention at least. Jacob Klein goes to Lindenwood University, I believe. He and Casey Gettle are, they came up to me yesterday and said, hey, Mike, we're going to Nationals. Obviously, it's the same weekend as the IB Open, but would you reserve us spots on Saturday nights just in case our team doesn't make it to the finals? We could at least still bowl the IB Open.
That's cool.
And they would travel together. So that's pretty cool. All right, well, he covers it up. Wesley Lowe's up, second shot in the 10th frame. Whoops.
Oh, tripped the 6-pin out.
Troy Fuller had his struggles on 13 and 14. If he fills it up, it'll be 168 for Troy.
Derek
And
Sapp still has 279 going.
77, I think.
70, you're right.
.276 for Jacob Klein. Fuller crosses over for 168. And Tom Adcock has an opportunity to go up and double in the 10th frame and be in the 230s. He can bowl 236. Vermillion can bowl 246. Vermillion came into this game plus 101. Actually the same number as Jacob Klein. Looks like Vermillion's using a Swerve FX today. I know a lot about that ball. It's got Hypershock technology in it. It's one of Tom Doherty's favorite bowling balls.
Derek Sapp covers up his 8 spare. on 9 and 10. Steve Taylor
Oh,
rolls
gets the
that beautiful
messenger.
bean footage. Gives him.
What'd you call that?
You got to roll that beautiful bean footage, like what's the Bush's baked bean commercial? Rolling the messenger over.
Bush's baked beans commercial.
Yeah.
Matt McNeil Bowl 217. Chapman 233. Jeff Ussery just missed the head pin on 9. He spares that and strikes. It'll be 222. Steve Taylor says, hey, everybody, thanks for coming. 277.
I'll take it.
You're welcome. Have a good day. We'll full screen 13 and 14 as we watch Tom Adcock throw his fill ball. He's going to be in the 2 teens. He can bowl 215. Vermelia finishes with 245. Atsy's over there with 215, and he hits a home run as he walks off the lane. So game 4 in the books, it looks like. Shea Bittenbender doubles in the 10th frame. He can max out at 204.
That'll probably drop him a couple places. Wesley Lowe, what did he have?
200.
So he's going to stay where he's at.
He can still get there, but he's running out of time.
Yeah, that's very
He's
true.
got 2 games to go.
Very true.
Got a question in the chat. Yes, 900 Global was purchased by Storm, or affiliated with Storm, I should say. Well, when the stream stays on, we gain people watching. So thanks to all 218 of you that are watching right now.
Mine still says 0.
Oh, it didn't. It set it up.
Well, I changed browsers. It said
Oh.
215. But for whatever reason, Internet Explorer doesn't like to count.
Internet Explorer doesn't like a lot of things.
I'm a big fan of that browser, but not tonight or today. So, moving pairs going forward. This is now game number 5 coming up. We got to look there at Tom Hess. He's going to be on 13 and 14. Also here we have Darren Hansen, Lenny Borish, who's doing okay for himself. 11th place at 216 over. And David Kiltz. On 5 and 6, we're going to have Chad Nelson, John Messenger, Dan Casper, and Mike Bugren.
And I'm Mike Flanagan, joined by Matt Turk. Turk. And we're here at Maps Lanes
Mapple.
in Waterloo, Waterloo,
Waterloo.
Iona,
Waterloo. It's Waterloo.
Iona, for coming up here, game number 5
At the Fission Realtors.
And coming up after game 5 will be game Sykes. Coming up here shortly. Mike Flanagan, joined by Matt Turks? Is it Turks? Or is it Turek? Matt Turek here in the booth with you. Thank you. All righty. All right, game 5 underway. Hansen is like, hey, you know what? I'm on a feature pair now. I almost bowled 290 earlier. Now I'm going to bowl 300 right here in front of us. I'll tell you, 13 and 14 has been a fun pair to watch. Very high scoring.
It has been today.
If anyone wants to complain, nobody should complain about what pairs we picked to be the featured pairs. And I still am sticking to what I said yesterday. Lane 11, I know, has a ghost on it.
Well, nobody's hit their ankle yet.
Not today. Not today yet.
Knock on wood.
Looking forward to the drive home with you. All right, let's see. What do we got going on here? Well, we want to give a shout out here to Kevin Christie, who's at home watching in his pajamas. Shout out to you, Kevin. That just brought into the booth. I feel like we're a dueling piano bar where people can come up and just give us messages, and we can just say them out, you know. Does anybody want to hear Elton John? Crocodile Rock. Somebody, I'll stop singing Crocodile Rock if you give me, somebody puts $20 up here and tells me something else to sing. Oh, it's Sweet Child of Mine. John Brokeland is bowling quite well today.
Brokeland.
He's still in the top. He's still in the top 4. John Brokeland. He's taking donations, folks. Because along with his name, it's not ironic that it's spelled Brockland, but it's called Brokeland. That he is broke. He needs money. Send them to him, please. And our leader coming in today was Dave Beers.
Dave Beers.
We'll have our leaders on the last game.
Yes, we will.
And Waistan from Pakistan will be also there. If any of you don't know what I'm doing right now,
Yeah, they know in the chat. They know already.
I've decided to
just absolutely
mess
destroy.
with Matt right now with his names. I had to do something when you called Mesher 3 names in a row, and it was like, okay, pick one.
Messenger.
Yeah, and then it was Messenger.
Messenger.
He turned into the old Columbia ball.
The messenger tie.
Yeah,
Yep, that's me.
yeah.
That's me.
For Mike Flanagan, I'm Matt Turek. Thanks for watching today.
Yeah. I'm not going there.
Right?
Not at all.
It's not easy. That's all I'm saying. It's not easy. Sorry. That's why we just need nicknames for everybody. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you flashcards.
Flashcards,
For
huh?
future events.
Is this 4th grade all over again?
Yeah, I need them sometimes. I still can't get Diana's last name, so
Yeah,
I don't claim to be perfect. How's the chat doing?
Chat's good. They're just, chatting it up. Matt Smith is a big fan there of Tom Hess.
Did we forget to pay the bill? No audio. Put in some headphones. Wish I was bowling there. Missed the Fusion and Inside Bowling coverage. Matt Smith, yeah, man. Wow, how come I didn't mention this already? Matt Smith, yeah, we do miss you as well. Matt Smith won the year I think I didn't come. You and Ricky, I think, were doing the broadcast that year.
Doesn't go back that far.
I think it was Matt Smith bowled against Brad Miller in the final, and that's if I just remember correctly, is
you're
watching
right.
as a fan.
You're right.
I believe you guys said it was the best match you've ever called, if I remember listening to the commentary back.
Don't we say that about everything?
Well, yeah, and that was kind of my point. Oh, look at Thess. Thess says, "Hey, I got the 210 for everybody."
So no problem with that awesome Bolorama shirt.
Very colorful today.
Yeah.
He looks good in purple.
Bring in our split screen coverage because I'm sure Mike's itching to get that going.
Oh, Matt Smith bowled Marshall Kent in the final. Brad Miller was the previous match, and it was brutal. I knew there was something about Brad Miller and Matt Smith in that final. I was close. Every once in a while, my memory triggers something. Lanes 5 and 6.
5 and 6, we've got Jamie Clark. Nope. Take 2. 5 and 6, we've got, yeah, I'm not even going to pronounce it. I'm done. You got it.
We got what, Chad Nelson? Chad Nelson's down there, right?
You got it. Yeah. Dan Casper, I can say that.
Mike Bugren, Dan Casper, John Mesher, and Chad Nelson. Chad Nelson's a player. That guy, he bowls all the time. Guy's awesome. He's a great guy, too. People really like Chad. They see him all the time. If you're a weekend warrior, it's hard not to run into Chad Nelson once in a while. Rockland's moved in front of our booth.
Yeah, he tugged that shot a little bit.
Yeah, he did. Watch, he's going to roll it.
Oh, roll that beautiful bean footage. What, Mike?
Dave Dittlinger, Kevin
Yeah,
Christie is watching from the hot tub. And he doesn't have his pajamas on.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you for that, everyone. Thank you. That was nice. Matt, glad you came with me.
Mike, I'm glad I came too.
You know what else I'm glad about?
What's that?
That I just refreshed on my manual refresh tab, and it said it was updated less than a minute ago. I have Game 4 standings right here in front of me.
Ooh, yeah.
Shannon Buchan leads at plus 368. He's extended his lead because Dave Barris is now at plus 326.
326.
Dave Barris is 42 pins behind Shannon Buchan now. John Brocklin third at plus 325, just 1 pin behind Barris.
1 pin.
Andy Stone is at plus 308. So those four are all crossing together, and they were the top four, not in that order, coming into today, and they are still there. 12 pins behind is Steve Taylor. We just watched him bowl a big game, and he's just right next door to our featured pair, 13 and 14. He's on 11 and 12 right now, and he's got the first four, man.
The first four.
A.J. Chapman is sixth at plus 278. Seventh, Tom Hess at plus 269. He's on our featured pair that we're watching. Darren Hansen is eighth, also on our featured pair that we're watching. So right there, the two guys inside the top 10, two of them are on our featured pair. In ninth, there's a little bit of a drop. It goes Hansen at 267. Then in ninth is Jussery at plus 244. Then in 10th, Dave Dittlinger sits 10th at plus 241.
Yeah, 31 pins difference.
31 behind
11th and 10th.
are two people,
Yeah.
Sapp and Bittenbender.
Bittenbender's on my players to watch list.
And then 3 pins behind Sapp and Bittenbender are both Miller and Borish. And Borish is on our featured pair, 13 and 14. So there you have it.
There you have it.
2 games to go here at Maple Lanes, Waterloo, Iowa. 2016 Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. I am Mike Flanagan. Sitting next to Matt Turks. Matt Turtle. And we couldn't do this without our great sponsors, Ebonite, Waterloo Convention and Visitors Bureau, Kingpin Bar and Grill, Budweiser, Logo Infusion, Isle Hotel and Casino, and Member Mortgage Services. If you're looking for a jersey, head over to logoinfusion.com and you can save 10% with GIBA16 as the coupon code, GIBA16. Thanks, Logo Infusion, for your sponsorship. And 13 and 14 is a mess right now.
Sure, somebody spill something?
Two players inside the top 10, and there's a whole bunch of ugly opens on that pair.
Sorry, the court stenographer stopped by.
The court reporter's back.
I was copying down our minutes of our last meeting.
Yeah. He's writing down things to talk to Flanagan about on the ride home.
Oh, yeah, it's a long drive, too. I got a lot to say.
You know, Mike, I know I'm not good at pronouncing names.
Yeah, but do you have to spend 45 minutes just making fun of me?
On the air.
Yeah. In front of all I mean, wait, I got to fix my browser. 210 people.
Yeah, you know I'm a big fan of Internet Explorer,
Yeah.
and it works perfect every time. We didn't even have anybody watch it. What difference does it make?
Internet Explorer.
Mike, yeah, no, I don't defrag your hard drive because it'll take till tomorrow. I would
But
do
it takes
when you get
forever.
home.
What, are you doing it right now?
I did it this morning already.
It was done?
Yeah.
Did you do a full you did a deep you just analyze it again?
No.
How many passes did it take?
7.
Oh, that's not bad.
No. Everything's rocking and rolling. I'm actually over here.
What I told you would work, though. You got to give me that.
You did.
Oh, yeah.
Got an hour 36 left on A squad to render and coding.
Old FJ right in front of us. Another tug shot. Oh, wow. Almost carried that. That was off screen on 9 and 10.
Steve Taylor, his string has ended. He had the front 5. Now he's left with 10 pin. I'll tell you what, Steve Taylor might win the tournament.
Yeah.
I like his ball roll. I like what he's got going on. He's looking good. He's looking really good.
Yeah, he very well could. Only 12 pins out of 4th.
Matt McNeil sits at plus 135. He's another guy who's capable of bowling a couple of big games. He's got a 279 max score through 6 over on 15 and 16. So let's just have some fun here and pretend like McNeil were to bowl 279. That would put him at 214, which would put him probably about 40 or 50 out of the number with a game to go. So a guy like McNeil, who's 135 over, he needs about 520 the last 2 to try to get there. Have a chance, in my opinion, with the way scores are. But I'll tell you what, Lenny Boris right here in front of us. I mean, 87 in the 5th. He's inside the number. But how long can he stay inside the number? He's going to have to throw a triple or at least 2 doubles to get back to even. I want to give a shout out to Lauren Camp for letting us know how much she's enjoying today's coverage. Really, really appreciate it, Lauren. Always love it when people sign online and watch bowling and really get into it and really enjoy the coverage.
Yeah.
People like Lauren.
Yeah, people like Lauren. Thanks, Lauren.
Monster Bowler wants to know if there's been a lot of single pin misses. I haven't seen as many today, but I'm going to look in front of me and give you an analysis of this. Starting on lanes 5 and 6, we do have back-to-back single pin misses on 5 and 6. I'm sure that's why the comment came in by Bowler A. And then I'm looking at 7 and 8, and there is 2 single pin misses on 7 and 8. And over on 9 and 10, there's 1 single pin miss. 11 and 12, we have 1. So yeah, I guess your observation is accurate. We have had a lot of single pin misses.
Yeah, that's those cost you, to say the least.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to Sean Couts. He says, Matt Turek, keep pronouncing the names however you want because this is the best commentary ever. Thank you very much, Sean. We do appreciate it.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks a lot. I'm glad you're on my side. Eddie Josephine in the chat. I'm sure he's auditing the fact that this is the best commentary ever.
When is the next tournament in California? There's probably one this afternoon. Tom Hess here does need a decent game to be able to breathe easy going into the last game, and he's doing good. Strike, 9 spare. He picked the 210. Oh, and then he just crumbled the big 4 for a 4-bagger. Hey, Tom. Yep, exactly, Tom. No complaining, buddy. He just turned around and said, yeah, no more complaining anymore.
Positive attitudes.
Now, you just heard it here. Breaking news. Tom Hess is no longer going to complain. He just said it. No more. Not ever again. We captured it here on our webcast.
Big 4 for 4.
Lenny Borish really wanted that double. Chad Nelson trying to make a run here and comes in light for the 2-4. So he can bowl 221. Hansen now pull 226. Every time I see his name, all I want to do is say, bop.
I was just thinking that.
Bop.
Bop. That's all I know.
That was the first CD I purchased for my niece.
AJ Chapman is at it again.
Yep.
Off camera.
Yes, he is.
He's got 9 now, is it? Or
no,
8?
8.
That's
He's got 8. Once he gets 9, I'll get up. But I don't want to jinx him this early. I'd rather do it in 10th frame.
Yeah. Good idea, Mike.
And Chapman is in 6th right now, well in the cut. He's trying to make a run at making it in the top 4. And I'll tell you what.
He's got a chance right here with this game.
Well, absolutely. You know what I love about Sprint?
What do you love about Sprint?
They just sent me a text message and said, hey, Michael, thank you for your payment.
Of course they're happy you took their money, or they took your money.
Hey, we got the Oscars tonight. We'll watch it in the car on the way home. While our driver drives us, of course.
Yeah, Jeeves. Jeeves is going to drive us home. I'm not a fan of any of them award shows.
No? No, why give anybody anything for doing a good job?
Well, look at the music one where you get Kanye up there stealing the show every time. And yeah, I don't know. I just don't really. I
got front 9 over there too, or 8. We're probably gonna have 2 300s at the same time.
Really?
Yeah. We got 3 and 4, and we got 15 and 16. Yeah, AJ's got front 8. I guess I could. I could start.
Up.
Here's what happens though. The minute I get all ready to go, then we've got issues. So Mike Peters though has the front 8. So all right, here I go. I'm gonna go. Oh, AJ's done. 8. Yep. 3-6 for AJ Chapman, so he can only bowl 2.
Is that Mike Peters?
78. Yeah, Mike Peters.
Mike Peters has got it all. Man, he was really determined when I talked to him earlier. He knew that today's a big day, and he knew the shot was easy for him. And he wraps a 10. Well, there you go. Now you know what to do, Mike. You can sit here and
Yeah, just like
Don't
that.
gotta get
I took my headset off and and was ready to go. And now Mike Peters can bowl 279.
oh wow.
Yeah, Mike Peters 270, 140,
Wow.
and now he's gonna have 270 again, hopefully. Yeah, I like what they said here in the chat. I hope your niece, in quotation marks, enjoyed the Hanson album. Yeah, it was one of those things, man. You know, like when your niece, like you're an uncle and it's all cool. You're an uncle now, and then all of a sudden your niece says, you know, you say, hey, what do you want for Christmas? And she's, you know, like 7 years old, 8 years old. Will you get me the Hanson CD, Uncle Mike? Holy cow! You should have seen me going to Best Buy that day. Oh, that's back when you bought CDs. You know, remember way back then?
Oh,
You
yeah.
actually bought CDs. Man, I remember it had a orange cover on it.
So we're sorry.
I remember I had the poster in my niece's room of Hanson.
I had the poster. I mean, yeah, right. They became popular again.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dave,
is it-
it's Dave Barris's day, everybody. Welcome to his church. It's Dave Barris's day. Dave Barris here in front of the booth. He came in really light on the head pin, barely touched the head pin, and still got a strike out of it.
Have a question about the oil pattern. You can go over to InsideBowling.tv and then click on the event information tab. It's blue. And there's a section for lane pattern. It's 37 feet long, 30.15 milliliters of oil, 1.9 to 1 ratio. You can check that pattern out at your leisure.
Hey, Matt, I got the wireless out.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to take people around, tell a couple stories here that's happening in front of the booth. We talk about what's happening here and figure we give some people an opportunity.
There's old Wesley Lowe.
Yeah, you can still bowl 243. This is his fill ball. He switched to the urethane ball. And 243, I mean, he's right in the hunt. Still has a good chance. I'm going to take you over here. This is the first look really at our leaders today. You see Dave Barris. We just talked about him crumpling out just about everything on the left lane. This is Andy Stone. He can bowl 204 with a double. Gets the first one. And we'll stay here. We've got Dave Barris. Dave Barris goes 9 spare, 9 spare, and has gone sheet through the 6th. That would be 7 strikes in a row. We call that the ham turkey dinner around here. That's the ham bone plus the turkey, 7 in a row. Possible 279 for Dave Barris right here in front of us on lanes 9 and 10. Barris with the straight approach. Comes in light, can't trip it all out. Very similar to the last shot where he actually struck. Our man Steve Taylor right next door as well. He has possible 259. He's up in the 10th frame right now. First ball in the 10th. Taylor trying to make a deep run here. Just came off 260. Comes in light for the 2-8. And that gives you a little bit of an update of what's going on with our top 2 pairs here, our leaders.
Thanks, Mike.
Great coverage, Mike Flanagan. Thank you very much. We'll hear from him a little bit later today. I'm Ezekiel Ubanez. We've been continuing to bring you this coverage here from the Fusion Realtors Community First National Bank Open. I'm here with Matt Tarks, and we're enjoying this morning now that our internet connection is back after some
Oh, that's because I switched to the
treacherous
router.
waters. Yeah, well, it's because
That's why
I've got
that's
the
why
IT
the
Supreme.
director
Yeah.
pays me the big bucks, you know.
Yeah, see, there's 2 things I can't do on the road. One is get the internet stuff to work, and the second one is I can't build any of the shots on the screen anymore because I've just removed myself from it. So Matt's got a lot of job security. And there's 2 things that Matt can't do on the road.
Yeah.
One is pronounce a name.
Yeah. What's the other? Figure out scores. Count. I can't count very well.
Yeah.
That's what I leave up to you.
Yep.
And it works.
We're
somehow.
about to switch our website name to bowlinghumor.com. Take the camera off of Barris, and he flushes it. So 256 for Dave Barris. You're looking at our man Lenny Borish here. That's huge for Lenny. He can still bowl 205, and he's going to need every bit of it.
Lenny in 14th, tied with Brad Miller at plus 207 going in to this game.
Tom Hess coming into this game was sitting in 7th position, and considering this pair has been pretty low scoring for his combatants, his crossing mates, bowling 224 on this pair is going to make him probably feel pretty good. Hess is going to find himself in about the same position as he did last year if he stays in the place that he is. We'll see him in the first matches as soon as this round is over, if it stays the same.
Shannon Buchan with a good shot there, off camera.
Now to talk a little production behind the scenes here and let the folks at home listen to that, Matt, looks like we're going to have lanes 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 for those 2 matches later.
Ugh.
So I would assume that you're going to use one camera zoomed out and get both scoreboards from that.
Yeah, I can do that.
And then the other camera will just do both pairs, I guess. Just zoomed out, and we'll do 2 pairs.
Yeah, we can do
camera.
that. We just have to move that table left a little bit, center it up,
Yep.
and we'll be golden.
Okay.
Where do they? I know they switch, but then do they change down there for the 5 and 5 versus
we'll have
6?
7 versus 10, 8 versus 9, then
Right.
the 5 and the 6 get inserted. Yeah, and then
They
we'll
go
move
all
down
the way
there.
down.
I think 19 and 20, and the winner of that match bowls the 4 seed on 17 and 18, the 3 seed on 15.
1, and the finals on 11 and 12.
I think so. I'll double check with Joe.
Joe Engelkiss, our tournament director here at the Fusion Realtors First Community First National Bank Open, is doing a fine job at running this tournament as usual. His whole family's here in attendance, including his daughter and her 3 children.
So Shannon Buchan, your tournament leader, bowls 245. Dave Barris bowls 256. So Barris moves 11 pins closer to Buchan. He
With
was
1 to
42 behind, so now he's going to be 31 behind for the top seed. John Brocklin on that pair bowled 201. He was at plus 325. Andy Stone, who was behind him at 308, also bowled 201.
What did
So
Steve Taylor?
so they stay the same, but Steve Taylor bowled 239.
Ooh.
So Steve Taylor is going to vault in front of both of them and move into 3rd position.
We finally have a shakeup in the top 4.
And A.J. Chapman bowled a big game. 276 for Chapman.
Oh, man.
So Chapman's
going to move up.
Chapman's going to move up as well. Chapman
John
might move to 3rd
Yeah,
after
John
that
and
game.
Stone are going to drop out of the top 4.
Yeah, I believe so. That's unofficial, just doing the math up here. Tom Hess bowled 224. He's probably going to stay about the same because Taylor and Chapman both moved up. But things are going to get tighter in that range. And Darren Hansen is up right now. He's only going to be in the 180. So Darren Hansen, not a good place for a 180 game. That's going to drop him outside of the top 10 or very, very close to just outside the top 10 because Derek Sapp bowled 243. I believe it was Sapp with 243 if I saw that. No, that was not Sapp. We'll find out. We'll find out here in just a moment. Mike Flanagan, Matt Turek here with you, and now we're heading into game number 6, the last game, and we've got
They're
bowlers
underway.
on 5 and 6.
That they are.
Fusion Realtors. You know what they do? They sell real estate. They'll take care of all your needs up here in the Iowa area. If you live in the area and you're looking for some help with finding a home, or you want to sell your home, go check out Zach Bajorner and his team over at Fusion Realtors. And also, if you're looking to finance that home or just maybe own your own business, maybe you're looking to start a savings account or something for your kids, head over to Community First National Bank and ask for Brandon Steen.
Darren Stanley just fouled to open up the game 6. On lane 5, here's Blake Schmidt.
You know, I think there's something up with that pair because we saw a foul last night in the last game.
That was 7 and 8. Oh, no, it was 5 and 6. It was Casey Gettle.
No, it wasn't her.
She fouled in the last game.
She did too?
Yeah.
Because the person that fouled at the end of the game was the
Oh,
guy
no,
wearing
that was,
the blue
that
shirt.
was, yeah, you're right. Then he was trying to get into the
He
cut.
made it.
Yeah.
He finished at plus 27.
You're right. But I know Casey fouled there too, I believe.
I don't remember that one. I wasn't paying attention at that point in time. Yeah, the young man that finished at plus 27
Yeah.
was
Started with a D.
Brian Dragotta.
Yep.
That's who fouled last night
You're
on
right.
that pair.
You're right.
So 2 people have hit their ankle on 11, and 2 people have fouled on 5 in this tournament this weekend. Yes, folks, we keep track of even the smallest of stats.
This is the show of record in the bowling area.
Yeah, 1 and 2 are reserved for open play for those of you in the chat. We just haven't had anybody come in to get those lanes yet.
Open play.
Props to Joe Engelkiss, absolutely, and his family for running a fantastic tournament. Every time is top-notch. Yes, Matt Smith, agreed 100%. Great people all around, and they run fantastic tournaments. Yep.
Okay, here's our leaders, 13 and 14.
Well, look at that. Joe, nice job with the lane assignments today. Give us our leaders here at the end. As soon as we get a Game 5 update, I will go rogue, and I'll try to paint this story as best as possible. I'll grab the wireless camera, and I will do my very best working with Matt up here in the booth to let you know who's going to make it in and try to give you the shots that matter. The shots that matter, Matt. That's what we do. We try to bring you shots that matter.
That's correct.
Now, during qualifying, it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, during qualifying, it's like the Wild West up here. We're shooting from the hip.
Abbas Awi joins the chat and has a lot to contribute to the chat. We would like to say hi as well.
What now?
Well, what's wild since we switched over to YouTube, we just get these random people that come in here. And it's great. Ask some questions about bowling. Pick up bowling, learn bowling. Come to our event and bowl in these events. Yeah, go ahead, run with that. Go ahead, run with that, Sean. Sean, absolutely. The shots that matter. That could be a title for something in BTM. Sure. Go for it.
Bowling this month.
Yep, magazine.
Yeah, one of the last magazines in print. You don't see magazines anymore.
No, Bowlers Journal International as well is another great one to pick up. Bowling Center Management. Just check them out.
Here's Shannon Buchan, our tournament leader, plus 368 after 4.
He's about 415 over now, and Shannon gets excited.
And also our first look at Father John Brocklin.
Yeah, he's got himself in a little bit of a pickle now. He's going to need a big game to jump back into the top 4. Be interesting to see what John does.
Great shot.
Yeah, he's running them over. John's called the finals here with us before.
He has.
It was actually funny. We considered carpooling, and I said, you know, we're not going to leave till a little bit later on Friday. And I said, you know, we're there to the end no matter what. And I said, I'd hate if you bowled bad. You'd have to stick around and wait on us. And he's like, yeah, no, you're right. Well, every time you talk about things like that, he's probably going to be here to the last match now. Okay. You know what I mean? It just kind of works out that way all the time when you talk about it. So. Yes, absolutely, Eric. Bowling lives do matter. Thanks for that contribution in the chat. I have no idea what that means, but I'll take your word for it that it was worth mentioning.
Yeah, you must live in a mountain somewhere.
I do.
Well, that's why you don't know what that means.
No, never heard of it. Never heard of it. While I'm at Bible study, they don't let us see things.
Yeah, you're not allowed to watch any media, are you?
No. Nope. Sure don't. Shannon Buchan, this would be cool. What if Shannon bowls 300 this game? And just goes crazy.
Yeah. That's definitely going crazy, Mike.
He would. Watch. Here we go. Look at him.
Yeah, he's getting
I mean, look what he
up.
does for a triple. What do you think
Yeah.
he would do for 12 in a
Yeah,
row?
it's gonna be exciting.
To solidify the top seed.
Oh, yeah.
And he bowls in this bowling center. Has never won this tournament. I bet he's tired of out-of-towners coming in here and taking the
His
championship.
money. Yeah, his title.
Yeah, it's his title to have.
His center.
He owns this building.
Yeah.
Not literally, but he owns this building.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, figuratively speaking.
She looks so tired and unhappy. Mike's playing with the. He's shaking hands and kissing babies up here in the booth.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
She's trying not to smile.
No, she's not. Yeah.
She's trying so hard not to smile.
Keep it under control here. Keep it under control.
So back to what's going on in front of us.
Oh, we got the leaders.
Bowling.
I don't understand why any of them ever miss. They're leading the tournament.
It's a good point, Mike.
Andy Stone, we haven't given him a lot of love today, or even this weekend, but Andy can bowl. I grew up bowling tournaments. I competed against this guy. He's bowled like this his entire life. I can tell you about 10 years ago, though, 15 years ago or so when I competed against him, he was about as much of a power player as you would see ever. And now, because of the higher rev rates of the no-thumbers, the two-handers, and even folks like E.J. Tackett and, even like a Robert Smith or whatever, Andy Stone is just a power stroker now.
Turning around the other direction, we have our friends over at the old PBA with their Chris Paul Invitational on Espen.
Sure is.
You want to support the PBA, our highest level of competition.
Let's see how we're looking on the game updates. Soon.
Soon.
Shout out to J.R. Golden, who's been watching this morning. J.R., we were just talking about youth tournaments and Andy Stone being here in our featured pair. And no question, buddy, lots of great battles on the lanes and a lot of great moments competing against you on the lanes. Glad to see you're back bowling, buddy. I love it when these people on Facebook tag you in, like, sunglasses.
Well, that's why you have to research who you accept as friends, Mike.
Oh, I do. Here's all the ones that are waiting to be accepted.
Aren't you at the max?
Yeah,
Isn't that why you can't accept them?
I made some room recently, but look at all these people who want to be my friend, and I haven't confirmed them.
So popular.
I don't know who they are. Okay, here's the deal. If anybody's watching and has sent me a friend request, and I haven't accepted it yet, and you're in the chat, type your name in the chat, and I'll accept it right now.
Yeah, Monster Bowler, they're talking about the GIBA doubles tournament. Let's go with a quick plug here over at Rose Bowl on March 19th of this year at 10 a.m. The GIBA doubles, and then the next day at Rose Bowl, the triple elimination tournament. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. Shoot on over to giba-bowling.com for more information on how to contact Joe Engelkiss and get involved in his great tournaments.
All right, let's see. I'm waiting on a game 5. Should be coming.
Dave Barris with the first 4 strikes on our leader pair. And comes in, and I black cloud him as usual. He leads the 10, and we're going to see if FJ, John Brocklin, can get back on the horse here. He went double, 9-spare, 9-spare. Looking for another X. An X would be nice. Keep him in the top 10. We have pro basketball player Anthony Davis in the chat asking us if we've ever broadcasted a tournament in Oregon. We have not made it out there. Wouldn't mind it. Anthony Davis in the chat was a first-round pick back in 2012 to the New Orleans Pelicans, who used to be the New Orleans Hornets, and I still call them that.
Okay, we have an update after game number 5. Buchan leads, as we said, at plus 413. Barris is second at 382. Third is A.J. Chapman at 354. Steve Taylor is fourth at 335. 9 pins behind is John Brockland in fifth. Sixth is Andy Stone at 309. Seventh is Hess at 292. Dittlinger is at 261. Shea Bittenbender is at 257, now in ninth. And there's a tie for 10th between Sapp and Hansen at 241. Ussery's at 240. Wesley Lowe's at 230. Jamie Clark's at 223. Lenny Borsch is at 211. Adcock's at 207. And Vermilia's at 203.
Steve Taylor's moved down to 17 and 18. Depending on what him and John Brocklin do, Brocklin is fighting to get the bye. I don't think either of them, at least I don't think, well, John might be able to catch AJ. Steve might be able to. Andy Stone, though, is 54 pins behind. Well, no, less than that. 46, 45 pins behind. Steve, I'm sorry, AJ Chapman, so Shannon Buchan and Dave Barris pretty much have the top 2 locked up, barring a disaster. And you're watching them here on our featured pair 13 and 14. Mike is making his notes here, so we can get this roundup started and figure out who's going to be in and who's going home.
Okay. So, I'm counting on the top 6 not falling out based off of my calculations. So in 7th place, we have Tom Hess, who sits at plus 292. Hess has 99 in the 5th, 9 spare in the 6th. So Hess would have to bowl a really bad game to not be in. Okay.
Okay.
A.J. Chapman,
Who's in 3rd at plus 354.
just an update. I'm sure he's in soft, no problem, but he has 82 in the 5th with a spare up in the 6th. Okay. So
Okay.
he's feeling the squeeze a little bit. All right. Derek Sapp right now is the number tied with Darren Hansen.
Correct.
Derek Sapp has 109 in the 5th with a strike up in the 6th.
Well, their tie is a 1-pin lead on the next tie in 12th and 13th, Jeff Ussery and Wesley Lowe.
Yeah, and Jeff Ussery has gone spare, strike, spare, double.
Okay.
All right. Darren Hansen, who's tied for the number, 67 in the 4th with a strike in the 5th. All right.
Okay.
Shea Bittenbender alert. Shea only has 96th in the 6th right now.
Oh, no.
Okay. Bittenbender's in 9th right now at 257 over. If he throws the back 6, he can shoot 216. He's a lot of strikes. Now, here's a player to watch. Tom Adcock and Eric Vermillion, for that matter. Adcock goes strike, open, 4-bagger. Vermillion, 4-bagger, 6 spare, strike. So both can still bowl 260 or 270.
Okay. Vermillion was at 203 and Tom was at 207. And Shea is struggling. They could overtake Shea.
Yeah, Adcock's 50 behind Shea. Vermillion is 54 behind Shea. Adcock and Vermillion both missed. Both looking at spare conversions right now. Adcock can now bowl 246. Derek Sapp. Strike, spare, strike. Strike, 9 spare, double. Make that a triple.
So he's got a good game.
Derek Sapp's got a real good game going right now.
And he's at 241 with that tie. So he's definitely going to probably take Shea, move up.
Yeah, he will definitely go around
Vermillion,
Bittenbender.
Adcock could do it.
And
Shea,
Vermillion just chopped the 3-9 or the 3-9 off the 3-6-9-10.
Oh. So Shea could potentially fall 3 spots at least. Derek Sapp being one of them to pass. What about did you report on Jeff Ussery?
Yes, Ussery now has 7 spare, strike, 8 spare, 4-bagger.
So there's another good game.
All right, Wesley Lowe you can scratch. Wesley Lowe can only bowl 210.
Okay.
Wesley Lowe is not going to make it.
No.
Steve Taylor is rolling.
Steve is in 4th.
Yeah, he's rolling though. I mean, he's 9 spare, 7 spare, 5 in a row.
Okay.
Lenny Borish can only bowl 227.
So that'll put him at 238 over. He's out.
Yeah, that won't be enough. Dentlinger, where is Dentlinger?
Dentlinger is 8th at 261.
Yeah, but where is he as far as the lanes? Who's he paired up with?
Give me a second. He's paired up with Jamie Clark and Wesley Lowe.
Okay, so he's letter C?
B.
Okay, letter B.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Lenny Borish is out. Wesley Lowe is out.
Tom Hess just crumbled the bucket and the 10 pin, and can still bowl 228. And that was in the 8th frame.
228. We'll put him at about 310, 315-ish.
And
maybe more. So he might be in. He'll be in. What's Andy Stone have?
Andy Stone is up on your screen on 13 right now. He can bowl 193.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm sorry, 223. He can bowl 223.
Yeah, he strikes up in the 9th, too. So he's in. Andy Stone is in.
Yeah, these 4 on our pair here are in, but how many is Buchan in front of Barris? 30-ish?
Yeah, 31.
Okay, so it's 27 pins between those two for the top seed right now. Because Barris is up by 27 right now. Buchan's got a strike here to keep a 4-pin lead for the top seed. Oh, and runs over the rack for a 7. So currently right now, Dave Barris has got a chance to reclaim the top seed.
Yeah. Where he's been most of his blocking today.
If I get any pictures, I'll let you know, Matt.
Okay.
Taking the wireless down to see if there's any shots for the cut. Should come pretty close here to being able to get some of those if need be. Shea Bitbender is staying alive, folks. He has doubled now in the 8th and the 9th.
Well, he needs everything he can get.
Okay, you can scratch. You can officially scratch Adcock. He can only bowl 226.
Okay. And Eric Vermilia, did he open?
Vermilia can bowl 222. You can scratch Vermilia. So right now, Hess is at 292. And Hess just picked the 410 in the 9th frame and still has 208 left and said, hoo-ha. It just happened down here. And Matt McNeil is laughing so hard he had to step off the approach, and he's made it all the way back to the settee area.
Hoo-ah.
So I'm going to say Hess is in, because he's going to bowl at least 190.
Okay, so Shannon, Buchan.
All right, Dave Dentlinger
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What's going on?
is he can still bowl 247. So
well, he's in.
He's going to make it.
Yeah, he's definitely in.
All right. So
Dave.
Hess and Dentlinger are definitely going to be in.
Barris, AJ.
So now we're looking at 9th
Sapp.
and 10th place right now.
Which is Shea and Derek Sapp and
Hansen and Ussery and
Lowe.
Clark.
And Clark. Oh, Wesley's out. So
Wesley's
Clark.
out. Yep. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at Bittenbender, Sapp, Hansen, Ussery, and Clark for 9th and 10th. Unless somebody below this group has bowled a huge game that I'm just not seeing somewhere in this building.
Sapp, Hansen, and Ussery.
And Dave
Clark.
Barra's not striking first shot in the 10th is probably going to allow Shannon Buchan to continue to be your leader, barring disaster.
Well, Buchan is going for his. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Dave Barris. You're right. You're right. Barris going for his 10 pin. Covers it.
So he can bowl 238. Buchan can bowl no. Buchan's going to need a double, it looks like. I'm not over there, but that's what the math looks like to me. Buchan's going to need a double to be the top seed. Lenny Borish is going to bowl in the 220s, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Jeff Ussery is rolling. Jeff Ussery, 89 in the 4th, and he's got a 5-bagger heading into the 10th frame.
Well, he's only 1 pin behind Sapp and Hansen. How is he faring against those two? Clark is 223.
Working on all that.
He's 17 behind Ussery.
Shea Bitbender has doubled in the 10th frame. He has thrown 5 in a row. All right, Derek Sapp bowled 226, so he finishes at 267.
267. Okay. Well,
Shea Bittenbender
at 57.
goes Brooklyn for 216.
So plus 16 is
273 is what Bittenbender finishes at.
so he's on top of Derek Sapp still.
Yep.
Detlinger,
Now we've got Hansen, Dittlinger, and Ussery. And Ussery's bowling a big game.
Ussery, okay, and Hansen, and they're 1 pin apart. And Clark is 17 behind Ussery, 18 behind Hansen.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm gonna have these shots for you. I'm gonna have Ussery and Hansen on the wireless camera in just a moment.
Shannon Buchan shot 188.
Here's Tom Hess.
Tom Hess with the 7.
So Tom Hess is going to bowl 198.
You're about to have the only coverage going on here.
All right, well, take it off of me for a minute.
All
will
right,
you?
here's John's fill ball in the 10th to close out featured pair coverage. So I was unable to write down, does Hess had what?
He's going to have 198 if he spares. So Dave Barris, what did he bowl? 230?
Correct, 37.
And Buchan bowled 180?
Yeah, so,
So Barris is your top seed. Dave Barris will be your top seed.
Shannon Buchan will be number 2.
Nobody overcame him on that pair?
No. Well, 47.
That was John, right?
Yeah. And he was 50 behind Buchan, or Barris. So, no. So Buchan will be 2.
Okay, here you go. I'm going to give you pictures here, okay?
Got it, I'm ready.
All right, I got Hansen and I've got Derek
Okay.
Sapp.
Here's Hansen.
Yep, and he can bowl 211.
Okay.
But that won't give him enough, will it?
11 more, 40 is 50, 62. So he will not overtake Derek Sapp.
No, so Hansen is out.
Hansen is out.
All right.
Okay, what else you got here?
I got Jeff Ussery right here.
Okay, Jeff Ussery's got 240.
He's got 238 left.
That will not. What, 238?
Yep, that'll put him at 278.
So that'll be one.
He
no,
needs a
11
strike.
pins
He
higher
needs
than
a strike
Sapp.
to make it. According to my calculations.
And does not get it.
4, 6, 10 for Ussery.
Clark. Do you have Clark?
Clark is finished. And I got to get a number on that. Will you
Jamie
take
Clark.
will you take it off of mine?
Yeah, I got. Yeah. Go. Clark was 17 behind Ussery.
Ussery bowls 227. That's not going to be enough.
It's 267. No, he'll be tied with Derek Sapp. Ussery would be tied with Derek if my numbers are right. Depending on what Clark did, though. Clark needs 217 or better.
Well, he was at 223. He needs more than that.
No, he doesn't need more than that. He'll need 44 or better. He'll need 45 to overtake Ussery and
Yeah,
Sapp.
and he's done. All unofficial, folks. We really needed a third person on this one. We needed a scorekeeper also along with us, but I'll know in just a second.
Yeah, Clark needs 244. Otherwise, there would be a tie for Sapp and Ussery. Hansen's out.
Clark bowled 181 the
Okay,
last
so
game.
he's done. So then Sapp and Ussery, if the numbers are right,
Are tied.
are tied at 267 over. But my numbers could be wrong. I'm not good at this, as everybody in the bowling world knows.
All right, I'm going to go confirm that. Hi, everybody. I'm going to go confirm that.
Sapp was Sapp and so Sapp was at 241 over, and
He got to 267.
okay, Ussery had 227 that game, correct?
So we have a tie, right? Tie for 10. All right, we've got some other folks doing the math here. It looks like we have a tie for 10th is what we think.
Make sure. What do you?
That's what we think we have. So
Oh, really? Sapp missed the 2-pin in the 10th. Otherwise, he would have took over Ussery. Yeah, he'd be in.
that's what we have.
You can still beat him if you miss this. Sure as shit, he went out there and missed.
Really?
Yeah.
So, we're going to find out where the tie is going to be. Do you know where the tiebreaker will be? If okay. Yeah, we want to make sure it's on a camera pair if we can.
Jeff Ussery was clean today. He said.
They could randomly. I don't know. I don't know how he does it. Yeah, I have no idea.
I was told that Joe unofficially told me that he's got to look at his rules because he's got rules
Okay.
written out for all this.
Oh, he
but
does
I
have
believe
rules.
it's a one game, so we're gonna have
One
extended
game roll
play.
off. Yeah, extended play. But I was just curious if we need to set up a wireless to cover it.
I don't know where he's gonna go with it. All right, so let's see if we can draw this out.
Why don't you sit next to me, Mike? Don't be afraid. Yeah, there is no re-oil.
Well, I lost my pen somewhere. Can I borrow that pen? All right. So what we're looking at here is first place
Dave Barris.
is Barris. He's going to be your top seed. Second is Buchan. Third, I don't know what Chapman had that game.
I don't know either.
I'm going to assume it's Chapman, and that's just a total assumption, okay? Fourth is, what did Brocklin have the last game? Did he have 240?
I did not write it. He had, I think it was 247.
I'm not even going to say it because I don't know it for sure.
He was D, though, right? He was letter D.
If he was letter D.
He was letter D.
So
I think it was a 40s. It was a 240 game. I don't see him around, though.
Brocklin might have got to fourth. So Brocklin and Taylor in fourth and fifth position, which is really important. Sixth should be Andy Stone. Seventh will be Hess. Eighth, ninth. Eighth will be Dentlinger. Dentlinger might have went around Hess. I just don't know the numbers
61.
good enough.
Dent.
He might have went around.
I didn't get it, yeah.
He might have jumped Stone, too, actually. He might have got to sixth. Bittenbender is going to be ninth. And he threw the last six
To be, wow.
to get there. He was.
That's an impressive St. Louis bowler right there.
He's going to be bowling on a free roll because.
And according to the scorekeeper, Sapp missed a 2-pin in the 10th.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Not rubbing salt in his wound.
No.
Okay, so Dave Barris, Shannon Buchan, A.J. Chapman, then John Brocklin and Steve Taylor will be next in line. I don't know the order. That's 4th and 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. We know that 9th is Bittenbender, Dintlinger, Hess, and Stone, 6th, 7th, and 8th. I'm not sure that order. Tom, do you know the order?
Andy's 6.
Andy is 6th.
Dave is 7.
Dave Dintlinger is 7th.
He's at 240 the last game.
Okay.
I have 198.
So you're 8th. Bittenbender's 9th. Yep. And do you know 4th and 5th? Is Brocklin 4th or is Taylor 4th? Okay. All right. So, Chapman's 3rd, though, right? Barris, Buchan. AJ fell to 5th, according to Tom Hess. Okay. Well, we'll find out here in just a minute.
That was my prediction.
Oh yeah, Zach Bajorner's here now. He predicted it'd be around 30 for the cut. Yep, on the last game of B squad, he said it'd be 30.
Was it 24?
It ended up being 24. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Yep. Okay. So we're gonna hang out with you until we find out about this roll off, because we believe there's a roll off for 10th, right? Tom, you got that right? Yep. Jeff Ussery and Derek Sapp. Yep. And Ussery needed to fill 10 on the last 2 balls and split. So both of them had misfortune down the stretch to put them in this position. So they both kind of sort of deserve to be here based off of what they both did. So we'll see what happens. So why don't we just go out to a lane shot, Matt, until we figure out what's going on here, and we will be back in just a minute with any information that we have coming down.